What's up, traders? So today I'm going to show you how I plan on trading Robinhood, as they just had earnings a few days ago and some new information was released. And I think that this is the perfect opportunity. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Rashad. I am a full-time options trader, and I bring in multiple six figures a year from the stock market, and I use the money I make from the stock market in order to pay for my entire lifestyle. Now, before we get started, make sure that you smash that like button right down there, and please subscribe to the channel. And do remember that this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. All trading comes with risk. I'm just showing you how I've built wealth over time. Now, I don't believe that Robinhood needs any type of introduction. They are a brokerage that people can use to trade or invest with. And I don't personally use Robinhood for my own trading. However, I do love how they've made their interface so easy for new traders and new investors to understand. And I think that that is a big reason why new investors and new traders start off with a Robinhood account, because Robinhood just simply makes everything so simple. But what I like even more than their simple interface is how they are currently growing their business. So let's take a deeper dive. All right, so first off, Robinhood, ticker symbol HOOD, is currently a $49 stock as of today. It's up 5% as of right now. And within the Trader Freedom community, we made a play on this stock just yesterday, so we are up nicely on that. And we can see it has a current market cap of $41 billion, and it has a PE ratio of 38. And so that is all good, but they did just have earnings a few days ago, so I want to point out how they did. So looking at this article, it says quarterly total net revenues jumped 50% year over year to $927 million. All right, so their revenue grew by 50% in the course of 1 year. During the quarter, average revenue per user increased 39% year over year to $145. Transaction-based revenues were $583 million, up 77.2% from the prior year quarter. This was primarily driven by an improvement in options, equities, and cryptocurrencies revenues. Other revenues increased 54.3% to $54 million, primarily due to a rise in Gold subscription revenues. During the reported quarter, its Gold subscribers increased 90% year over year to 3.2 million. And Robinhood's Gold subscription is just their users paying for a subscription to different data points. And I believe it's like $5 per month, but they have 3.2 million people actively paying for that. And clearly they've done a great job of advertising it, because it's grown 90% year over year. Total operating expenses were $557 million, up 21.1%. The rise was primarily due to a rise in all the components. Adjusted operating expenses increased 15.6 million to 460 million. During the reported quarter, adjusted EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, jumped to 470 million from 247 million in the year ago period. So they are growing rapidly at the top and the bottom line, which is exactly what you want to see from a company. So let's take a look at some more information. All right, so here we can see a chart of their last 5 years of both revenue and net income. And pretty much every single year, both numbers have been growing. All right, I don't know what happened in 2022, why they made less revenue in that year. However, in the year starting December 2020, they had revenue of $958 million. And then 2021, $1.8 billion, 2022, $1.3 billion, 2023, $1.8 billion, and 2024, $2.9 billion. So in this last year, they grew their top line by 58%. And we can see over the last 5 years, they've grown their net income from a measly 7.4 million. Then they had a few years where they lost money, but then this latest year was 1.4 billion in net income. And we can see from this latest earnings report that they are keeping that ball rolling. Now, taking a look at analyst target prices, we can see that there are currently 21 analysts who are covering the stock, and they all have it as a moderate buy currently. And their prices are at a high target of $105, a mean target of 58, and a low target of 36. So we can see it is considerably lower than their mean target right now. All right, they have it as a mean target of 58. It's currently 49. So analysts collectively believe that it is worth more than what it is trading for today. And so I would like to get access to this company. So what I plan on doing is I plan on selling puts at lower prices in order to buy this stock at a cheaper price and get paid for waiting. Now, if you're new to trading, I'm going to show you how selling puts works. However, if you're already experienced with selling puts, make sure you stay to the end, because I'm going to show you a better way to go about it to ensure your highest probability of profit. All right, so with the wheel strategy, the first thing you want to do is sell a put. And when you sell a put, you are agreeing to buy a stock at a cheaper price. And for selling a put, you receive money. And then once you buy the shares, you can turn around and sell a covered call. And with a covered call, you are just agreeing to sell a stock at a specific price. And when you sell covered calls, you collect money as well. And then once you sold the shares, you have completed the wheel strategy. But that's why it's called the wheel strategy, because you can just continue to do those steps over and over and over again. But let me break down selling puts and selling covered calls a little bit more. So when you sell a put, there are two main objectives, and it's one, to generate income, or two, to buy the underlying stock at a cheaper price. So when you sell puts, you either one, want to make money, of course, and or two, you want to buy the stock at a cheaper price. And selling puts is literally like selling insurance for stocks. And here's what I mean. Let's say I have ABC stock that is currently trading at $100, and I like the company and I want to purchase the shares. So I could potentially sell a put at, let's say, $90. And as I'm selling a put, I'm essentially saying to the buyer, hey, I will buy your shares of ABC stock that are currently trading at $100, and I will buy them from you if the stock crashes below $90. However, for doing so, you have to pay me, let's say, $200 right here, right now, and this contract is only good for the next 30 days. And from there, two things can happen. Let's say ABC stock stays above $90, then we just keep the $200 we were paid and we go about our day, and we can do that trade over and over and over and over again. However, scenario number two is if ABC stock drops below $90, then we still need to purchase the shares of ABC stock at the $90 that we agreed upon. However, we still keep that $200 that we received. And so as a put seller, you are essentially selling insurance for the stock. And just like with your car insurance that you pay every single month, the insurance company keeps the premium that you pay them whether you get into a car accident or you don't. And so here's a quick example of selling a put with a real stock. So let's say Apple stock is currently trading for about $220. And let's say you're interested in buying Apple stock at a cheaper price. Then what we could do is we could sell a put, let's say at $200, and that would be our strike price. And we could select an expiration that is 30 days out. And for selling this put, we would receive $150 immediately right here, right now. And so if we look at this profit and loss chart over here, so Apple stock is currently $220. If the stock price were to go up, then we just keep the $150 we received. If the stock price stays the same, then we just keep the $150 that we received. If the stock price goes down some, we still keep the $150 we received. However, if the stock price dropped below our $200 strike, then we will be forced to buy 100 shares of the company per contract that we have. And that's literally how selling puts works. However, now let's go and take a look at the few data points that I look at prior to selling puts. So the first data point that I like to look at are the Bollinger Bands. So the Bollinger Bands are these black lines here, but they simply aim to show you the range that a stock is expected to trade within. And so we can see that currently the Bollinger Bands are at a low price of $40.35 and a high price of $50.47. And so typically about 95% of the time, a stock trades within the Bollinger Band area. And so we can see that if we go all the way back to 6 months ago, you can see anytime that it pops out of the Bollinger Band, it typically pops right back in within a few days. It pops out, pops back in, pops out, pops back in. But about 95% of the time, it trades within the range. And when it does pop outside of the range, it typically goes back in within a few days. And since I'm going to be selling puts, I want to pay attention to this lower number. So the lower number says $40.35. So we will keep that in mind. But now let's look at the second data point. And the second data point that I like to look at is the expected move. So the expected move is just the price movement that the options market has priced in currently for a specific stock by a specific date. All right, so the first thing we need to do is select the expiration date that we want to use. So me personally, I like to go to expirations of up to 45 days out. So we would come over here to these expirations, and I think I will use this date that is 42 days out from now. And so we can see that the expected move, now this is the maximum expected move either to the upside or the downside, is $7.16 currently. And we can see that that would put us at a lower price of about $40.86. So this $40 mark is aligning up perfectly with what the Bollinger Band showed us. All right, and if you would like to get access to the software, the link is in the description below. But I pretty much use this website every single day in order to find the best trades. But let's head on over to Thinkorswim so we can look at our last data point. So now we're here at Thinkorswim, and I have Robinhood's options chain pulled up. So the next thing we need to do is select the expiration date that we were looking at, which was 42 days out from now. So I'll go ahead and click that. All right, so now we're at Robinhood's options chain. And the first thing we need to do is select the expiration date. And we said the expiration that was 42 days out from now. So I'll go ahead and click that. But now what I want to take a look at is the delta. So the delta is this column here. And the delta just aims to show you how much an options premium will move per a $1 move in the underlying stock's price. So if we look at this strike of $46, which has a delta of 0.32 currently, That is saying that the options premium will move about 32 cents per a $1 move in Robinhood's stock price. However, most successful traders that I know look at the delta as the probability of the event occurring. So at a 0.32 delta, that is telling me there's about a 32% chance that Robinhood's stock price, which is currently at $49, drops down to this $46 strike by the expiration date 42 days out from now. Okay, and I personally like to go with deltas below 20. And we can see at the 0.20 delta, that would put us at a strike of $42. However, remember both the Bollinger Band and the expected move had us at a price point of $40. So I think I'm going to stick with that. And we can see at the $40 strike, it has us at a delta of 0.15. So there's about an 85% chance that Robinhood stock price just stays above the $40 mark, and we just make our money and we go about our day, and we can continue to do the trade over and over and over again. But we can see the bid and ask prices between 0.93 and 1.24. So we'll receive anywhere between $93 and $124 for putting on this trade right here, right now. So typically you get right at the mid price, so somewhere right in between those two numbers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trade. We can just go ahead and select the bid price, and it'll automatically autofill our order for us. And from here, we need to select the amount of contracts that we want to do. And it is perfectly fine doing one contract at a time. But let's say for the purposes of this video, I'm going to do about 5 contracts. Now, do remember that selling puts is agreeing to buy shares at a cheaper price. So if you were to sell puts at the $40 mark, then you are agreeing to buy the shares at $40 if Robinhood's stock price drops below 40 by the expiration date. And every contract is worth 100 shares, so you'll be purchasing 100 shares per contract that you put on. So feel free to adjust the contract size to whatever fits your account size's needs. All right, so now we have that set. And while I've been talking, the options premiums have kind of moved a bit, so we'll just select it at the mid price that it is currently, which is $1.44. And if we are ready to open up that trade, then we would just go ahead and select review. However, let's go down to the P&L chart. All right, so these red dots here are showing you where the stock price is currently. And if we look at that number there at the top left, we received $720 for opening up this trade. And we can see that on expiration date, if the stock price is still right here, then we just keep that $720 we received and we go about our day. If the stock price goes up, then we just keep that $720 we received and we go about our day. If the stock price even goes down some, we just keep the $720 we received and we go about our day. However, if the stock price does start to drop below 40, then we can see we start to make less and less money. And then our break-even point is right at $38 roughly. Okay, and then we can see as it drops below 38, then we will start to lose money. However, we are fine with that because we were fine with buying the shares of the company at the strike that we selected. Okay, so it's really like a win-win. It's either the stock price doesn't go down by much and I get paid just to wait around, or the stock price does go down and I still get paid just to wait around. However, I get a company that I was actually interested in buying at a much cheaper price than it was when I first opened up the trade. So it's essentially like being paid to buy something you really want at a discount. But let's say that we sold puts and the stock price went down and we were assigned the shares, meaning we bought the shares. Well, now we could turn around and do covered calls. And so the objective with covered calls is to generate income and profit from a stock that you already own. And that is the reason it's called a covered call, is because you already own the shares of the company. So when you go to sell a call, it is covered by the shares that you own. And here's a quick example using Apple again. So let's say we own 100 shares of Apple at the $165 mark. That's the price that we paid for the shares. So that is our cost basis. Well, now we could turn around and sell a covered call, let's say for this example, at $185. And we'll still do it for 30 days out, and we received $200 for doing so. Well, if we look over here at the profit and loss chart, this is how this works. If Apple stock goes down, you keep that $200 that you received. If Apple stock stays at around $165, you keep that $200 you received. If Apple stock goes up some, all the way up to $185, you just keep that $200 you received. However, if Apple goes above $185, then you still keep the $200 that you received. However, now you are forced to sell your shares at that $185 mark that you agreed upon. But here's the great thing about covered calls, is not only do you get to keep that $200 option premium that you received, but you also get the capital appreciation of the stock. So we bought the shares of Apple at $165. And if it goes above $185, then you still get to collect that $20 price appreciation on top of the premium that you received. However, now you cap your capital appreciation at whatever strike that you selected because you agreed to sell the shares at that price. And so let's go ahead and take a look at a covered call. All right, so now we're back at the options chain for Robinhood, and now we need to go ahead and sell our covered calls because now we own the shares. And let's assume that we had to buy the shares at, let's say, $55, and now it's currently trading for $49. So we would do the exact same thing, come over and select an expiration date that is within 45 days. And now the great thing about covered calls is we can be even more aggressive because what I like to do is select a strike close to my cost basis. So if we had to buy the shares at $55, you could theoretically sell a covered call at $55 or higher. Because with the covered call, we are just agreeing to sell the shares. And so if we come over to this strike of $55, we can see it has a delta of 0.37, but it is currently paying anywhere between $256 to $271 per contract. So we would just do the exact same thing as before. I'll go ahead and select the bid price. It'll autofill the ticket for me, and we'll still do 5 contracts. And if we were to place this trade right here, right now, we would get paid over $1,200 for doing so. And all we're doing is agreeing to sell the shares that we already own at this price of $55. And if Robinhood's stock price goes above $55, then we just sell the shares, but we still keep the premium we received. But if Robinhood's price stays below the $55 strike that we set, then we still keep the premium we received, but now we also keep the shares so we can then do this trade over and over and over again until the shares are caught away from us. And that is what is called the wheel strategy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got a ton of information from this video. If you know anybody who can use some assistance with generating income from the cash that they already have, then please tell them about the Trade to Freedom community. The link is in the description below. But not only will they get to see my exact trades when I enter them, but they'll get my full options framework from A to Z via the Trade to Freedom course. They'll have full access to ask me questions at any given time, and they'll be within a community of other traders who all have the exact same goals as them. All right, we have strategies from 0 DTE for our day traders all the way up to monthly income strategies for our individuals who are more busy throughout the day. So the link is in the description below. But thank you guys for being here. I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you guys at the next one. Peace.